All right, everyone. All right, everyone. Greetings, 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 greetings. Welcome, y'all, to another episode. We have Tigresh Realty here on TikTok, and I have Brown Girls Are Beautiful on YouTube, y'all. I gotta think when I'm talking. So you're going to see me looking at two different screens. Okay. So make sure you like, you follow, you subscribe, you do all the wonderful things, and definitely sharing is caring. Okay. I want to go ahead. I don't want to make this video too long, y'all, but it's going to be informative and it's going to be interesting. All right. So let people know that we are live. I didn't actually realize that I really went live. I was also trying to go live on Rumble. I don't think it worked, but that's okay. Today we're going to talk about home buyer misconceptions, y'all. Um, so hold on, y'all. And if y'all know anything about my Brown Girls Are Beautiful channel, you know that this is F Your Feelings Friday, okay? So Tigresh Realty, F Your Feelings Friday. Y'all, it's just something that I do on Fridays. You might not know about it on my Tigresh Realty page, but it's all good, okay? So I'm going to talk to you both. So you're going to see me looking back and forth. So have no fear. Okay, your real estate queen is here. Yeah, I don't know what happened. The TV turned off. I like to see myself when I go live on the TV screen. Okay. So I'm going to try to find myself on TV as I actually talk to you all so I can see what I'm looking like, y'all, because this is important. It's imperative. Okay. All right. Here I am, everyone, on YouTube. All right. Let's see. All right. So, as I was scrolling along like I always do on YouTube, I came across this video, guys. And the video was basically talking about buying my house was a mistake. Now, first of all, let's just say I hope everyone has had a wonderful weekend, an enjoyable week. What am I saying? I said weekend. I hope everyone has had an enjoyable week. I hope everybody is, being safe and you've had a very money making, prosperous week as well. Very healthy, joyful week. Let's just say that. In the meantime, I do need to talk about these home buyer misconceptions because it's getting out of hand, guys. All right. So if you're in the chat section, I just want to say hi to you all. Thank you for being here. I didn't know that this was going to show in a vertical way on YouTube. I was trying to do it the other way, but I wanted to do it horizontal, but it's showing up and down. Okay. But anyway, I digress. Let's go ahead and let me share this video with y'all. And we're going to get into this young lady that is speaking about misconceptions of purchasing a home. Why I think this is so important that we don't misinform ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, because can be a very dangerous thing listening to a home buyer that has regrets because it sounds like she was not well informed. And I'm going to tell you why I feel this way in just a moment. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Okay, so just a moment, just a moment. Let's see. How do I share, guys? All right, share screen, share screen. Here it is. Okay, so hopefully you will all be able to tap in and listen to this. I hope the people on TikTok can hear this as well. All right, so this young lady right here, very nice looking lady, by the way. But I came across her video, and I just think that this is something that can be very discouraging for people. That if you are looking at purchasing a home or thinking about buying a home, if you listen to these misconceptions, it can definitely scare you out of moving forward with that purchase. And I don't want people to feel that way because I feel like purchasing a home for yourself, securing a house for yourself can be one of the most advantageous things you can do for yourself financially. And don't worry about if you're single, if you're by yourself, if you don't have children, if you're not married, because there are a lot of people that have done this by themselves. And it's like I said, it gives you a lot of stability. And I'm going to explain why in just a moment. I think this is very important. So please share this video because this is very valuable information. For those of you who are not aware, there is a housing act that was just implemented in 1968 that stipulated that we had to have equal housing. Why is that the case? Because, of course, melanated people were not able to partake and practice in real estate, okay, on an equal playing field. We know about the redlining, the block busting. I talk about that so much on my real estate channel. And I've spoken about it on Brown Girls Are Beautiful's channel as well. So if you're not familiar with block busting, with steering, with redlining, those are some concepts that I can go over later. But for right now, let's play this video. Let's share this video. Okay. So right here, you see this nice, lovely young lady talking about her regrets of buying a home. And I just want to start the video so we can hear this.
You guys, I made the biggest mistake. I regret buying my house. And I'll tell you why owning a house, it isn't freedom. It's a money pit and it's a trap. So if you're thinking about buying a house, especially a new build, you need to hear this before you sign anything. So I want to share some lessons that I've learned the hard way so that when it comes to you buying a house, you'll have a much better experience. And I know that buying a house can be exciting, whether it's a new build or an older home. But being a homeowner is expensive, and there's usually things that you don't know about until after you buy it. Man, was I out of a lot of money. So let's talk about some of the things I wish I would have known before I even considered buying a house.
All right. So she's having regrets. All right. Let's hear what she has to say, guys.
So I bought a house in 2020. It was during COVID. And I got to be honest, that was the biggest financial mistake that I could have ever.
Let me tell you something, y'all. When COVID hit, COVID offered people some of the best interest rates that have been going around in a long time. I'm talking about interest rates, 2% interest rates, 2.5, 3% interest rates. 3.5% interest rates, those are very, very advantageous interest rates. Okay. You don't really get much lower than that. Now we're talking about interest rates 6, 7, upwards of close to 8%, potentially depending on your credit score. So really she came in at the most opportune time, which maybe she's unaware of that. But let's hear why she has more regrets.
Made. So the first thing that I wish I would have known is that it's an expensive money pit and it's just not worth it. Buying a house can be one of the fastest ways to go broke. It can actually put you deeper into debt.
All right, let's hear what she's saying. She bought a new construction home and it's a money pit. Let's listen to the things that she's saying, the narrative that she is giving for why this is a money pit.
It's just buying a whole set of bills that it's never ending. And secondly,
I want to hear specifics because she's not giving specifics on why the house is a money pit. I want her to actually give us the specifics on this. And she's being very general right now.
the down payment. I'm going to be real with you. If you don't have 20% down, don't buy a house because if you put less than that, you're stuck with paying a PMI.
Okay. So for those of you who are unaware, okay, and please don't take her advice. I beg of you, please do not take her advice. Her experience can be totally different than what someone else's experience can be. Okay. Now, what she means by PMI, okay, it's called private mortgage insurance. Again, PMI, private mortgage insurance. So, for those of you who are not aware, whenever you purchase a home, unless you have cash in order to finance the loan, the lender charges you mortgage insurance for borrowing money. That's what she's talking about. Okay. It's just like financing a car that depreciates in value. Now, I'm pretty sure many people purchase cars all the time that depreciates in value, and they will justify paying interest rates on that loan, even though that car is going to always 100% of the time depreciate. Now, whenever you purchase a home or real estate, it always does what? ding, 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 appreciates. Okay. So you really can't go wrong with appreciation versus depreciation. But I'm letting her justify her reasons so I can break this down for anybody who has never purchased so you can understand the difference with these terms. Now, from my understanding, which when she mentions PMI, more than likely she has a conventional loan. It sounds like she has pretty good credit, pretty good income because a conventional loan is usually given to first, I'm sorry, it can be given to first time home buyers. More than likely, usually first time home buyers get an FHA loan, which in that case, they have something called MIP, Mortgage Insurance Premium, MIP, Mortgage Insurance Premium. Okay. That's with an FHA loan. Now, what she's talking about private mortgage insurance, that means she has a private mortgage. Okay. And she's paying insurance for that. So that's the difference. The FHA loan is usually a first time home buyer loan that is granted by the federal government. You will be paying insurance on that loan. The reason that you pay insurance on loans, guys, girls, ladies, and gentlemen, is because that lender that's lending you the money wants to make sure that if anything happens and you can't pay the loan back, they have some type of security, okay, some type of collateral for them lending you the money. So hopefully that makes sense to you all. All right, so she is complaining about paying insurance on the loan. Okay. Now, another thing I need to point out to you guys, if you've never purchased before, once you pay off 20% of your loan, girls, guys, ladies, and gentlemen, once you pay off at least 20% of your loan, you can call your mortgage lender and ask that they remove the PMI. Just in case you did not know, once you pay off 20% of your loan, you can contact your mortgage insurance company, your mortgage company, excuse me, and ask that they remove the PMI. That means you're no longer paying that insurance on the loan. Okay. So that can take away a couple of $100 off the cost of your house payments, in case you didn't know. Um, so you could be in your house maybe 5 years. Once 5 years hit, just check and see how much you've paid off because you could potentially have that removed and you don't have to pay that anymore. All right. So these are things that a lot of people don't know unless they've actually purchased or someone actually reviews and tells them these things. Okay. So that's very good information to know. I'm going to move on and let her further explain why she regrets purchasing her home. And it sounds like she's a first time home buyer, guys.
which is a private mortgage insurance. And that's just extra money every month that's just going into nothing. It's not going towards your house, it's just gone. See, I didn't know that going in. I thought as long as you can cover the down payment, I was good. But
All right. So she sounds like she was ill-informed. What I'm assuming is that she did not have a realtor to give her advice. I don't know if the lender told her anything. It sounds like she went to one of those new construction sites by herself, right? Because this is what a lot of people do. I know how it goes, y'all. She probably did not have a realtor. She probably went to one of these new home construction sites. They sat her down, asked her what was she interested, did she want to see the house? She got all hyped up and excited, filled out the paperwork, filled out the documents, and lo and behold, now she's having regrets, okay, because she was ill informed, misinformed, and not properly educated. That's my guess just by listening to her. A lot of people do this, y'all, but let's keep going. Let's listen to what else she has to say.
PMI added hundreds to my monthly payments for years. Money I could have been investing or just saving, just gone because I didn't have the 20% up front. Then there's all this stuff that they
All right. So if she didn't have 20% up front, which let me tell you something, guys, you don't absolutely need 20% up front. If you actually get approved for FHA loan, you only need 3.5% down from the purchase price of the house. 3.5% is what you need for the purchase of your home if you are granted an FHA loan. Now, for a conventional loan, it can be anywhere between 5 to 20%. All right. So it's dependent upon what type of loan you get pre approved for. If you are pre approved for a VA loan, meaning that you are a veteran, so you served in the Marines, in the Army, in the Air Force, things like that, the Reserve, This means that you are a veteran and you could take advantage of your VA loan. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That means that you need no money down, okay? Zero money down, $0 down if you are a veteran and you have a VA loan. The great thing about a VA loan, guys, ladies and gentlemen, is that the VA loan is 100%. It's a 100% guaranteed loan, meaning you don't have to come up with money to put down. Okay. So you don't have to worry about that if you are a veteran. So that's the difference between your loans. And then you also have something called the USDA loan. The USDA loan is for people that want to live in like a rural area, meaning more than likely you're not in the city, you're on the outskirts, you're way out there in rural land. All right. And there are certain qualifications for that loan as well. All right, let's continue. And I hope that breaks down the difference between the loans.
Don't tell you about new builds. I bought a new construction home thinking it would be easier. No repairs, everything's basically brand new. Well, I was wrong. New homes, it doesn't come with window treatments at all.
Let's stop here. Okay. Let's stop right here, guys, because she's saying a lot of information. And I want to make sure that we understand exactly what she's talking about. She's talking about getting a brand new home, pouring money into it. It's a money pit. She's talking about the fact that she did not put 20% down. She negated to do that. That was her decision. Everybody's financial situation is different. So don't let this deter you. Okay. Also, as far as window treatments are concerned, when I got my house, it was a new construction home and it did come with blinds, okay? When she's talking about window treatments, sometimes they might give these to you, sometimes they may not. Now the blinds only came in the front of the house. I had to purchase blinds for all the other windows. Was that so much of a burden on me? No, because I went right to Walmart. Better Homes and Gardens has plantation blinds that you can purchase and you can actually insert them yourself. I actually put them up myself. So I save money doing this myself. What type of window treatments cost that much? If you really want to be honest, you can find cute, affordable curtains at the dollar store, at Family Dollar, if it comes down to it. Nobody would know where they come from. It's not how much you spend on things, it is actually how you make things look in your house. Okay. So I don't know what she's talking about as far as window treatments being a big thing. Most houses don't come with window treatments, guys. Okay? They don't. They simply just don't. So that's not a big thing. She's talking about curtains and blinds. Let's continue.
Whoa. What's that?
Okay, so it went into commercial just now. So you have to excuse me for a second. Let's keep going, guys.
No blinds, no shutters, nothing. So you move in and all your windows are just exposed. You need privacy. You have
All right. I don't think that's a major thing about buying blinds and curtains. Like, if you don't have the budget to buy blinds and curtains, let me tell you something. You can even go to the dollar store and they have like these little shades that you can just matter of fact, I've people can even put up I've seen people put sheets up just temporarily. You don't want to do that because it looks tacky, but I mean until you can upgrade. My first night that I spent in my house, because the movers came the very next day, I went to my storage shed, guys, and I went to Walmart, I bought tacks, and I got some blankets out of my storage shed, and I got a step stool ladder, and I just tacked that up for the first night that I slept in here on an air mattress. So it's not that serious. Let's keep going, y'all.
to buy all that stuff yourself. And window treatment, I'm talking anywhere from it can be anywhere from five to $7,000 depending on the size of your house or how many windows you have. And that's not even included in the price of the house.
Wait a minute. Why are window treatments costing between $5,000 to $7,000? That is unnecessary spending. So now I would question her spending habits. I would question her spending practices. Okay. This is why I say you cannot always listen to other people, especially people that are negative about purchasing a house, because, in my personal opinion, $5,000 to $7,000 is too much unless you're living in a very high dollar home. Okay. And if you have the funds to purchase a high dollar home, you would not be complaining about window treatments. Okay. So maybe she's living beyond her means. Let's keep going, y'all.
Out of pocket after you already closed. Think about that. Concrete is another one. If you want a patio, a walkway, anything concrete, you're looking at thousands of dollars. I spent well over 20K just for my backyard. And that's not even including material.
Let's talk about this for a second. Okay. So she spent over $20,000 for a patio without including materials. My question is okay, does she shop around, excuse me, for contractors before she made this financial decision? I question these things because I just heard her talk about spending between $5,000 to $7,000 on window treatments, $20,000 on a patio that does not, excuse me, what's good, Black Dot LaFleur, which does not include which does not include the actual material. All right. I question these antics, y'all. So, like I said, as a first-time home buyer, I don't think many people should go into this narrative doing these types of things. Okay. Let's not play these silly reindeer games, right? The point of the matter is to get you into a home, not to get in the home and go broke. So, was the patio necessary? No. Okay. This is something that she wanted to do and something that it sounds like she didn't properly plan for. There's no way I would pay $20,000 on a patio, which does not include the material. All right. This is why sometimes you just got to be careful with when you listen to the advice of others. Okay. Because you can get a patio installed for well under $20,000. That includes the concrete. I don't know. I don't know what she had going on, but I would highly caution you to not listen to these antics, you all, because a lot of these people, and she has over 23,000 views. And that's the scary part. That's the dangerous part about this, melanated people. We got to talk about it because a lot of times I see this coming from a certain demographic when they spread these narratives. She definitely got finesse, Black Dot LaFleur. Definitely got finesse. That's why she probably should have had a male to do some of this research for her.
And a lot of new developments don't include concrete for your backyard. They give you the bare minimum. Anything extra, you're paying for it.
All right. So, what she's talking about is, when you go into the model homes, of course, the model home always has all the upgrades and all the finishes, the bells and the whistles. So, you know that usually what you see is not typically what you get if you're not paying for it. This is common sense. I knew this as a child when we used to go look at houses. If you want upgrades, you're going to pay. All right. And that's with most houses. So please do not let this discourage you, ladies and gentlemen, from becoming a homeowner, getting the keys to your own abode. All right. Because you deserve it. If you're paying rent right now, I want you to think about it. Right now, there's a young lady that contacted me. Okay. And I helped her sister find a home. Right. Now, her sister, they both moved. Well, her sister moved from Pennsylvania. She's going to also move from Pennsylvania. One sister moved a few years ago. She was paying 1,800 in rent, two-story home. All right. Nice size house. I showed the house to her mother and she decided that she was going to go through with the application because her mother was like, if I like it, I know she'll like it. Well, she's still renting. And guess what? Her rent has increased every year. So now she's probably paying upward of at least 2,000 a month. So if you multiply that, that's $24,000 a year, okay, just in rent alone, times 2 years, that's 24,000 times 3 years, what is that? $48,000, right? In rent. Her sister said that her price point is 2,500 a month. So if you do the math, that's $30,000 a year just in 1 year on rent alone. In 2 years, that will be 60,000, right? And then if she keeps that up, that's going to be $90,000 in rent. You all, when I did my calculations on how long I had been renting, I didn't even want to look at the numbers. I was embarrassed and ashamed when I looked at how long I had been renting. This is why I stress home ownership so much, okay? Because you are throwing money away if you're paying the landlord every single year and you never move. If you listen to people like this, you're going to constantly throw your money away because you're not going to get a return on your investment. ROI, okay? It's not a good financially sound decision to rent for the rest of your life until you die. I would not recommend that to anyone. You cannot pass this rental to your children or to your future generation, guys. So let's keep going.
Mind you, my house is brand new, so the backyard was nothing but dirt. So it had to be done.
Okay, let me tell y'all something. My backyard, the only thing, because I moved in December, okay, and in my backyard there was no grass. They did not sod the grass in my backyard, ladies and gentlemen. And some of these new developments they do, some they don't. Now it just depends. So what did they do? They threw down grass seeds, guys, and put that straw on top of it. The birds will come in the yard and eat the grass seeds. What we can do, instead of paying other people to do all this work for us, we can actually start putting down our own grass seeds, guys. And grass will grow. Grass will grow. You should see my backyard compared to when I first moved in. I could show you a before and after picture. It just depends on how well you're willing to work with your land space. And if you don't know how to do it, then I guess you could hire someone that knows about these things, like a landscaper or some sort. But it is not as serious as she's making it. It sounds like she wanted to go for the gusto as soon as she moved in. A lot of people cannot afford to do all of these things. So take your time. There is no rush. The main thing is to get in the house. You said that's the truth, 100%. I'm buying my first home this year. Black Dot LaFleur, when you do, hit me up, okay? I know you're in a different state, but please hit me up because I may know a realtor in your location. Actually, I think I do know a realtor in your location that will work great with you. So please hit me up. She is wonderful. You will love her. I actually referred someone else to her, and she's just great. So if you are considering purchasing your first home, no matter what state you're in, please reach out to me, especially if you're in Dallas, you're in Houston, you're in Virginia. I service a certain particular area. I have my whole jurisdiction is here in this entire state. I used to be licensed in another state. I'm no longer licensed there, but I do know other realtors in different locations. So I would highly recommend someone that I know is going to take really good care of you. Let's continue moving along, y'all.
And if you're living in a HOA neighborhood, they expect you to have your yard done within a certain time frame.
Yeah, this is the case. So the reason for an HOA neighborhood, homeowners association neighborhood, is because they want the value of the homes to be maintained. If you start getting people that don't maintain their yard, don't power wash their houses, they don't really upkeep their property, the value of that neighborhood is going to go down. So if you ever try to sell your home, a lot of people are not going to want to pay top dollar for that neighborhood because they feel like they don't want to live around, people that don't maintain their properties. So this is the advantage of having an HOA, but there are of course disadvantages of having an HOA. I'm not going to sugarcoat it because an HOA can be problematic in some instances. And so we've all heard the stories, but it just depends. If you want to get involved, like I try to be involved with my HOA. I told y'all the story about how, basically I sat on the social committee board. I ran to be, on the HOA board. I try to be involved with the meetings and things like that, just to stay abreast with things that are going on. Being active in your community can highly keep you, proactive with whatever's going on with the HOA. So if you want to see things change, you want to see improvements happen, you can definitely, as a resident, push your suggestions out there. If 2/3 of the neighborhood votes your suggestion in, then you can get that implemented into the CCRs and covenants. But you will need a legal team, like an attorney, to actually draft that language for you to get it updated and added. So you have more leverage and control when you're a homeowner versus if you're a renter. If you're a renter, you can go to the HOA meetings, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be able to vote and participate as actively as like a homeowner would. Okay, if that makes any sense, because I was a renter and I did go to the HOA meetings, but I would not have as much say so as a homeowner would. All right, let's keep going, guys.
But here's what really got me: the build out cost. The build out cost on new development homes. They show you the model home. It looks perfect. Everything is finished. But that's not what you're getting. You're getting the base, the bare minimum. Everything else is just extra. You want upgraded flooring? That's extra. If you want them to rip out your flooring, that's extra. Want to finish?
So what she's talking about, and I had this happen to one of my clients. Okay, I don't know why she would want them to rip out her flooring. Maybe she didn't like the flooring. There are some communities that will give you a spec home, meaning that you don't get to pick out your finishes. So whatever the home comes with, that's what you get. And if you want something different, once you close, then you can go ahead and have the flooring taken up and you can put down the flooring that you want. So I did have my clients that had this done. They wanted, I think, all LVP flooring upstairs. If you don't know what LVP flooring is, laminate vinyl plank flooring, okay, which is very good if you have that in your house because it's very easy to take care of. You can get it wet. You don't have to worry about it dry rotting and stuff like that. So, and it is very durable. He wanted that upstairs, but because that home builder only offered the spec build, he had to wait until after he closed to get that done. All right. So that's all she's talking about. Which, if you're first time home buyer, I would be super excited about getting into a brand new house. I would not be worried about a lot of these things. These things you can all add on later, guys. It doesn't have to all be done once you get in that house. Because once you get in the house, you're going to want furniture too. I mean, you know,
This in your backyard? That's extra. Want landscaping? That's not dirt. That's extra. And it all adds up so fast. It's crazy. You think you're buying a $600,000 house, but by the time you add all this shit into what you need, you at 650 to 670 easy. So be sure to include these things.
so she's definitely got a lot of money to play with, which is why she's in this situation. Okay. Now, one of my clients, actually the guy that I'm telling you about, he ended up getting a house for 605, and he added about was it $100,000 worth of upgrades to his home. Was that necessary? No, but if he had the finances to do so, that's what he did. Usually, this is financed into your home. It's financed to the price point of your home, but he actually put down $100,000. At the closing table because he just had money on hand to do that, you know. So it just depends on your financial situation, guys. Everybody does not have to go for the gusto when purchasing their first house. The main point of contention is getting your foot through the door, literally, okay? Because some people might not want new construction. Some people might not be able to get into new construction. The whole thing is being able to get into a house, a home, a townhome, a condo, something of your own. Once you're in there, allow your equity to do the work for you. This is something that Warren Buffett talks about: compound interest, which is called equity in your home. Equity grows each month that you pay your mortgage, guys, and it grows faster than your 401k. Okay. Because in about 3 years, 5 years, you're going to have guaranteed at least 30 to 50, if not more, um, thousands of dollars worth of equity in your home. All right. So that is the whole point. The point is not to go for the gusto as a first time home buyer. I think people are missing the point here. Just because you purchased the first home does not mean this could be your last home. People are taking home ownership and thinking that the first house they get has to be everything that they could ever dream of. It doesn't have to be your absolute dream home, guys. This is the first time you're doing this, okay? So this is why they have FHA loans to help the first time home buyer. As a matter of fact, if you are a first time home buyer, I actually know a lender that can get you grant money, okay? Money that you don't have to pay back, upwards of $15,000, okay? And you don't have to be a first time home buyer to receive this grant money. So if you are in my vicinity, hit me up, Tigrish Realty on TikTok, if you are interested in that. Okay. In order to get access to the lender, you will be working with me because he is, one of my teammates. Okay. So those are the perks of working with me, guys. And actually, he even got one of my clients money back at the closing table. All right. He was a veteran. He uses VA loan. And it was beautiful to see him be a first time home owner, So you're changing lives out here, guys, being a realtor. All right, let's continue to listen to what else she has to say, guys.
When it comes to buying your home. Another thing, solar panels. In California, a new build, they require you to have solar panels.
All right, so everybody is not in California. All right, solar panels are optional here. And I would recommend people not to even get caught up in solar panels because that's thousands of dollars that you don't necessarily need to be spending right now. I know they say it can lower your power and your electric bill. Guys, that is all a bunch of fluff. Those people, do you know how much money they get in commission just for you? I remember when people moved in this neighborhood, those people were walking up and down the street trying to sell solar panels. And you know what I did? When they came to me showing me that they wanted to sell me solar panels, I gave them my business card. I said, look, I'm a licensed realtor. Are you in the market to purchase a home? Do you know anybody that's in the market to purchase a home? Because if so, have them to contact me. You solicit me, I'm going to solicit you right back. All right. That's how I handle that. But no, you don't necessarily need solar panels. Maybe she should have relocated to a different part of California or a different area where she didn't necessarily need the solar panels. But that is something that everybody does not have to deal with. Okay. That is something she should have researched before she purchased this home. But she chose to make this decision. And now she's online convincing other people and discouraging other people why they should not purchase a house. I don't think people should do stuff like that, guys. It's very dangerous.
So you either buy them outright or you can lease them.
What's good, King Hazy?
And if you lease them, that's another monthly payment. And here's what they don't tell you. If you don't make your solar panel lease payments, they can put a lien on your home. So now you got another bill that if you miss, your
Guys, what she's talking about is the case with anything that goes on. If you get work done to your house, okay, whether it's solar panels, whether you get other type of work done to your home, it's called a mechanic's lien. Okay, that's what that's classified as. And if you go to sell your house, that mechanic's lien has to get paid off before the funds are deposited into your bank account. So of course you know that the lender, the finance company gets paid. Taxes, of course, and real estate taxes get paid, and any mechanics liens have got to be satisfied. They can put a lien against your house for any type of work that you get done that you don't fully pay off, okay, on that house. And that is the case with anything. That's just like if you take your car to get work done, right, by a mechanic. The mechanic does work to your car, you don't pay them, they're not going to give you the keys back to your car. Why? Because you did not pay them. It's the same thing with the house. You cannot just have people to come and do work, like contractors to come do work on your home, and you don't pay these people. They can put a mechanic's lien on your house, guys, ladies and gentlemen. So just be very clear on that. Okay. So this is nothing new. This is just something she didn't know. So this is why I'm having this live stream so that anybody out there that listens to this type of information understands what's going on here. Let's keep going.
home is at risk. Another thing I wish I had have known, I wish I would have known about property taxes when I bought my house. My property taxes were one amount. A few years later, they went up.
All right, somebody tell me, why did her property taxes go up? Why did her property, y'all, my cat has got cat hair all over me. I don't have my lint roller in here. Y'all, this is cat fur. She was up here just now. So excuse me, y'all. I can't get this off of me. Why does she have property taxes going up? Can anybody answer this question for me, guys? Does anybody know the answer to this question? The reason that her taxes, her real estate taxes are going up is because the value of her home has increased because her equity is growing in her property. If this didn't happen, that means her house would not be worth more. Okay. So this is what she's not understanding. If your property value does not go up, then when you go to sell it, that means you're not going to get more for your house because the value of your house is not more. This is called appreciation. This is why they say real estate appreciates, cars depreciate. But she's not acting like she doesn't understand this concept, guys. So this is why I'm saying paying your mortgage every month, staying in your house causes what? Causes appreciation, causes your equity to go up. It's like putting money into an imaginary bank account every time you pay your mortgage, but it exponentially grows. That's all you're doing is allowing it to exponentially grow. You've been in your house for 1 year, you have $30,000. You've been in your house for 2 years, you might have 40 to 50,000. You've been in your house for 3 years, now it's grown from 50 to 60 to maybe 70,000. Guys, especially with new construction, I don't even know why she's complaining, to be honest, because with new construction, you see this happen even quicker and faster. Because with new construction, what normally happens, depending on when you move into that neighborhood, the first phase, these people get in for a lower amount. And in about 3 to 4 months, they increased that same house on a different street by about 4 to 5 to upwards of $10,000 more. So you might have paid $5 to $10,000 less for your house. The people up the street are now paying $5 to $10,000 more. This is how equity works, guys. But if you've never been a homeowner and you don't understand these things, then you're going to come to social media and start discouraging everybody else not to be able to build generational wealth. Okay. Not to take advantage of home ownership. So she's not understanding that what she did was put herself in a good financial situation, but she's complaining about all of these things that really are minuscule, like the mechanics lien for solar panels, things that were actually a choice. Spending $5 to $7,000 on window treatments, which was unnecessary. Spending $20,000 on a patio without allowing that to account for your concrete and your materials, which was unnecessary. Okay, so she could have saved that money. So that's 25 to 27, almost $30,000 that she could have saved that she negated to do. Okay, she negated to do so. Let's keep going, guys. And this is not to pick apart her video. This is just saying how people come on the internet being misinformed, and this stuff starts spreading like wildfire. And I see it happen a lot in the melanated community. Let's keep going, guys.
And they keep going up like every year. So even if I pay off my mortgage completely, I'm still paying the government every year just to keep my house. When you stop paying tax,
Well, guess what? You pay personal property taxes on your car even when the car is paid off, just so you can drive it. Because if you don't pay the personal property taxes on the car in a lot of states, they don't give you what? The decals for your license plate. So if you drive down the road on a public highway and you get pulled over by the state trooper, you're going to get ticketed. You're going to have to either pay the ticket or keep getting ticketed. So it's the same thing, guys. We live in America where they tax us on everything. Do I agree with it? No, I don't. You know, what happened to the Tea Party? People go out here and strike about everything else, but they won't go out here and go on strike about these taxes. We pay sales taxes, we pay income taxes. We get taxed about 3 or 4 or 5 different times throughout the year, but people are still doing it. People are still going to work and they take taxes out of their check, you know? So, what are we to do? Do you want to keep paying your rent and allowing your rent to increase? Or would you rather have more leverage over your finances by being a homeowner? Let's keep going, guys.
is on your home, guess what? The bank can take it. So you never truly own your home, even when it's paid off. It's just a never ending.
The bank, let's get something straight. The bank doesn't necessarily take your home if you don't pay the taxes on it. If your house is paid off, right? And you don't pay the taxes, the state comes in, not the bank. There's a difference. So we need to get that very clear. Now, something else I want to point out, in case you didn't know, there is something called there's homeowners, what is it called? There's a home warranty, there's homeowners insurance, There's home, it's like you can pay insurance on your mortgage, home mortgage insurance, guys. That's another video that I need to put up on TikTok. Home mortgage insurance. Let me tell you what home mortgage insurance is for those of you who've never heard of it. Home mortgage insurance is not homeowners insurance. There's a difference. Homeowners insurance is if something happens to your house, like a peril, such as, and the reason I know this is because um, I used to do auto insurance, but we also had to actually get licensed and we had to learn about homeowners insurance as well. So, homeowners insurance is like if there's a peril or a disaster, a natural disaster, something that happens to your house, such as a lightning strikes your house, such as if your house catches on fire, an earthquake, a windstorm. That is what homeowners insurance covers, guys. Okay. Home mortgage insurance is you can put insurance on your mortgage. So if something happens to you and you get sick, you cannot pay. You get sick with a terminal illness, or let's say you get taken off the globe. Your home mortgage insurance will kick in and pay the mortgage for you so that your loved ones don't have to worry about paying the mortgage, or so that your home does not go into a sheet, meaning the state comes in and takes claim to your home or your house. That's why you can have something called home mortgage insurance. Okay. Make sure you understand home mortgage insurance will pay for your home if something happens to you. Now, depending on which plan you get, okay, because you can get 100% coverage, which means every month you're going to pay more for this, the most expensive plan. You can get a plan that's in the middle. That means they'll pay uh, even more. And then you can get the third plan, which means they'll pay less. So you can get them to pay 80% of your mortgage off. It just depends on which plan you get, guys. It's called home mortgage insurance. Home mortgage insurance. They will pay off your home. Okay. So that's how you protect yourself in case something comes up. Also, I would strongly advise you guys, and if you don't have life insurance, because you can use life insurance for this as well. And if you don't have life insurance, please contact me because I have someone that I can refer you to that can get you some life insurance. But life insurance can help you with this as well. Let's keep going, guys.
Game. But here's the part that really blindsided me. Property taxes after build out. When you buy a new build, your initial property taxes is based on the land value only, not the house, just the land.
Okay, that makes sense, right? Because when you have a new construction home, all you're paying for is the lot, and then the structure gets put on after the fact. But then after you actually get into that home and they start developing the land for that neighborhood, because sometimes you could get into that neighborhood. What's good, King Hazy? And they still haven't built the other homes on the other streets yet. Once they start building up that neighborhood and they start building up the structures around you, such as your neighborhood, they might start adding down the road. You might get like shopping centers. They start developing that, area. That means your property taxes go up because your home has more value now because of the location. Remember, in real estate, everything is about location. This is why you can buy a whole lot of land out in the middle of nowhere for little to no money, because that land is not developed and is not located around anything. So you have to put a lot of money to develop that land and have to do a lot of building in order for that structure on the land to be worth something to someone, because most people don't want to live out in the middle of nowhere with with nothing that has been, developed. It's a very inconvenient way of living for a lot of people in today's time. So what she's not understanding is this is the reason that her land value is going up and it's increasing, which is causing her home equity to go up, which means that her house is going to be worth a lot more than what she paid for it in very little time. That's actually a great thing for her if she decides to sell. Let's keep going, guys.
So your property taxes, it looks low at first, your monthly payments look manageable, and you think that's what you're paying. But then the house gets finished, the county comes in, they reassess the property with the full value of the home, and that's when everything changes.
Okay. So I don't know if she shopped at the top tier of her budget. Maybe she did, which she could have avoided that by getting a home, for a lesser amount. But of course, we're talking about California. So I don't know what part of California, but a lot of people are leaving and moving away from California because it's so expensive. A lot of people are relocating and they're coming further south, guys.
Jumps significantly. And if your mortgage payments include escrow, which most do, your lender realizes they didn't collect enough money to cover the new tax bill. So they raise your monthly payments to cover the shortage, plus the higher taxes going forward. That's
Okay, let me explain something about escrow. All right. This is a term that many people may not be familiar with. Escrow. Escrow is an account that funds are kept in until they are applied to go somewhere. So, whenever you pay your mortgage, there will be money in an escrow account, guys. Okay, and even if you have a down payment, when you pay your EMD, meaning your earnest money deposit, that money goes into escrow, and a lot of times it is held by the escrow attorney. All right, in many cases. Now, if you're going into a new build, that earnest money deposit goes to the builder, and they will tell you that if you back out of the sale and you change your mind, they sometimes keep your earnest money deposit. This is why it's great to have a licensed realtor so that you can be guided through this process. All right. Because there are certain stipulations that if they are in breach, where you can get your EMD, meaning your earnest money deposit, back. This has actually happened to a colleague of mine. And if you don't know this information, then you could be out of money. Okay. Because earnest money can be upwards of $5,000 for some places. Okay. It just depends. But in her scenario, let me go back to see what she just said here.
monthly payments to cover the shortage.
Escrow. Okay, we're talking about escrow. So in your escrow account, guys, sometimes your escrow can have a shortage. If that does happen, your mortgage company is going to send you a letter letting you know how short it is in order to compensate for the shortage. And why does this happen? Your property taxes have gone up. Your home value has gone up, and they have to cover your insurance, your homeowner's insurance, your taxes, all of that. So this is what's covered when you pay your mortgage, right? Along with the principal and interest. So in order for this to go back down, what you can do is talk to your mortgage company and say, hey, I want to actually put extra money into my escrow account this year. Am I able to pay 500 to 1,000 or however much more money to put into this escrow account to cover the shortage? That way, my monthly mortgage payments can remain the same. And more than likely, they're going to say, yes, you can do that. Go ahead and send in that extra money. We'll put it into your escrow account. When you pay your mortgage every month, that money is then dispersed where it needs to go. You have a certain percentage that goes to the principal, a certain amount goes to the interest, a certain amount goes to your homeowner's insurance, and a certain amount goes to your property taxes, your real estate taxes for the home. That's what she's talking about. But because she does not know any better, she doesn't know that she can actually pay into her escrow account to keep her mortgage payments the same, because your mortgage company is going to be very flexible with you, believe it or not. Okay. There are a lot of things you can do with your mortgage that you cannot do with rent. I'm pretty sure that a lot of rentals are not going to allow you to decrease your rent unless you're dealing with a private landlord. Okay. Let's keep going, guys.
Plus the higher taxes going forward. That's how people suddenly see their payments go up from 200 to 400, even 600 a month. Man, and then you're sitting there confused because your interest rate didn't change. Like nothing changed, but your payment went up anyway, which can be from the shortage or it can be from the tax.
So this is what I'm explaining to you guys. If she has $5,000 to $7,000 to spend on window treatments, if she has $20,000 to put on a patio with no concrete and no materials, then she has money to put into her escrow account that will actually allow for her to pay these property taxes that she keeps complaining about. They'll put it in the escrow account and they'll disperse the money every time she pays her monthly mortgage payment, so her mortgage payments can remain the same. This is why it's important, guys, to be knowledgeable on this stuff, and that's why I'm having this live stream as your licensed realtor, to let you know that there are ways that you can manipulate and negotiate your mortgage. Okay, let's keep going.
This is extremely common with new builds, but they don't emphasize it. They advertise the lower initial payment, the lower tax rate to make it look affordable, but the higher tax, it comes after you've closed. Technically, it's disclosed, but it's buried underneath the fine print. So
Okay, she said technically it's disclosed, but it's buried underneath the fine print. What does that tell me? She did not read. Okay, people that sign contracts that don't read, that tells me she did not have a licensed realtor by her side to educate her on this. This lets me know that she went into one of those new construction, new builds by herself, which I would not recommend anybody to do that. Any first time home buyer, I would not recommend that they do that. All right. So this is why she's caught up in this. All right. And she's I guess, surprised. But this is why we're having this conversation. So if you're out there, if you're new to this, if you've never purchased before, I don't want you to be caught off guard. I don't want you to be what's the word? I want to say scared, discouraged, all these things, because it does not have to be this nightmare of a situation. I promise you. It actually is exciting. Okay. It's exciting. It's an accomplishment. It's something that you should be proud of, guys. Don't let this deter you and negate you from thinking about purchasing, because there are a lot of stories and scenarios out here from people that have all these things that they have negative to say about purchasing a house because they were not properly informed. Let's keep going.
buyers, just beware, read your fine print. So you move in thinking that you can afford your payment, right? Then a year later, boom, your payment jumps, and now you're scrambling to try to figure out how you're going to cover it. It's not a new tax, it's the same property tax, just finally calculated correctly after the build out. But it feels like you got hit with something out of nowhere because nobody explained it up front. Boy, was I confused. Insurance is the same thing. My homeowner insurance, it has gone up every single year.
Let me tell you something, okay, about California and these California fires. Because we know these California fires take place every year in the summertime. So, homeowners insurance is actually going to be contingent upon where you live. All right. If you're in a flood zone, you're going to be required to have flood insurance, like if you're off the water, if you're around that elevation, just depending on the zone in which you live. Like, Florida is very famous for like what tornadoes, I believe, and hurricanes. So depending on where you live, you will want to consider that. Okay, so your insurance can pay in case something like that takes place. Well, we know what happened in Florida. I'm sorry, in California with all those disastrous fires, which a lot of people fled California. You didn't have to necessarily stay in California, right? Well, she chose to live there. She chose to purchase there, and so this is what's going on. Um, you can shop around for your homeowners insurance. You don't have to keep the same carrier. Like if you have Progressive, and a lot of these people will allow you to bundle your deals, right? So if you have car insurance, you can actually bundle if you have a home, and you can get a bundle package, and they will actually give you a deal for switching over to them. So you can shop around for a lower homeowners insurance carrier, guys. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, just in case you didn't know, get quotes. You don't have to go with whoever they tell you that you're insured with. Always shop around. Always shop around. You can switch out your homeowner's insurance carrier. Maybe she's not aware of this, and maybe she doesn't have anybody to guide her to explain this to her. This is why I'm having this live stream for you right now.
Not because I filed a claim or anything, nothing happened. That's just what it does. And if you're in a certain area of California, like a fire zone area, good luck with even finding affordable coverage. And if so, it's triple the price.
Well, this is why you do research. Again, this is why you do research. Usually, the lender researches these things for you prior to you even signing the documents, guys. The lender usually does this for you because they have to research to see if your home is in one of these disaster zones. It could be of the fire zone, it could be the flood zone, like I was just telling you. That determines how much your homeowner's insurance will be. Okay? So that's what happens.
The thing I like about renting, if something breaks, you can call a landlord. It's their problem. When you own, everything is your problem. The AC goes out in the middle of the summer, that's 5,000. The heating goes out, that's another 3,000. The water heater stops working,
So if she's in a new construction, this shouldn't even be going on, right? And I'm going to be honest because I bought new construction and thank God this has not happened to me, but this is why your realtor, which is something that we are taught and trained in real estate school, you always recommend that your client purchases a home warranty, which covers these big ticket items, guys. And sometimes, if you're, say, they're not getting new construction, even if it's not new construction, you can still get a home warranty. And if it is new construction, you can still get a home warranty. A home warranty can be about $50 a month that will cover these items in case they break down, guys. Okay? That's what they're here for, to cover these items in case something goes awry with your house. Now, the more things it covers, of course, the higher you're probably going to pay for that coverage, but it's better to have it than not have it. Okay? It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So she really shouldn't be going through the water heater, the HVAC, and all these AC units breaking down. That shouldn't be going on because a lot of new builds right now, they're actually having this stuff covered in your warranty for I think 1 to 3 years. Even the appliances are covered for I think at least the first year. And then also, a lot of the new builds are giving you like a 10-year structural warranty. So if anything goes awry with the structure of your home, that is covered in your 10-year warranty. So I don't know what is going on in her scenario. And if she listened in when they did the walkthrough, if she took notes, if she understood, if they explained it, if she had a realtor, if she didn't have a realtor. But there are a lot of things that are missing from this video.
that's another few thousands. And it's not like you can decide not to fix it because it's your house. So now you're pulling from your savings account that you were trying to build, or you're putting it on a credit card, or you're just scrambling to figure out how to cover something that you didn't budget for.
Guys, this is why I'm stressing to get a home owner's warranty. Okay. Every, mostly, okay, I'm not going to say every, but I know me and my colleagues, we would definitely highly recommend that our clients get a home warranty. Okay. And actually, that's something that we have you to sign in the buyer packet that we recommend it. You can actually decline it. All right, it's in the packet, but it's up to you to actually go through with it and get one. And if you don't know of who you can use, we have some that we can recommend to you. All right, American Shield is one. Let's keep going.
It's extremely expensive. They just tell you to buy a house because it's an investment. I don't see where the investment is because or they tell you because you're going to build equity. Because if you rent, you're just throwing money out of the window. But they didn't tell you that you were going to constantly keep throwing money at your house just to keep it functional. When you
Let me ask you this, y'all. Would you rather rent a car every single day and never own it? Or would you rather purchase your car and actually own it eventually? Because if you own it, what are you going to have to worry about? Maintenance and repairs on something that depreciates every single day, right? Maintenance and repairs every single day. You have to think about this with your car because you're driving it all the time. She's talking about something she actually lives in, her dwelling, her abode, something that gives her stability, that accrues value, that appreciates in value, that is a more of a financial advantage than what she actually recognizes. A car has to be maintained. You have to get brakes, you have to get tires, you have to put gas in it. Yet and still, you have to get oil changes, but people still purchase cars. A house is the same way, it doesn't stay new forever, right? You rather rent your car every single day and never own it, like your house or your wherever you live, or would you actually put money towards something that you could actually attain ownership in and have more say so and leverage over? I want people to think about this for a second, because the logic behind this all is what I want people to think about. All right, let's keep going, guys.
Rent, you can leave whenever the lease is up. You're not tied down. But when you own, you're just stuck.
You are tied down because you're tied into a lease, guys. You're tied into a lease. And not just tied into a lease, you're tied into the stipulations that the lease has. All right. In a house, you can sell and you can rent it out. Let's keep going.
And if your job situation changes, if you need to relocate, you can't just go. You got this house tying you down. I can tell you right now, I want to move right now, but I'm stuck right now.
I wish I could be her realtor, but I'm call me, okay? Call me, and I will refer you to a great realtor in your area if you want out of your home, because there'll be somebody happy to purchase your $20,000 patio with your all your, brand new construction home, all the things you're complaining about. Someone would be happy to live there.
And one thing about owning a house, you start making decisions based on just keeping the house. You stay in jobs that you hate because you need the income just to cover the mortgage. You don't
People do that when they rent. People say, "Oh, I got a place to stay. I got to pay rent. I got children to take care of. I need groceries. I have, things that I have to pay for, medical expenses." People work jobs they hate just to have a way of living, not necessarily because of a house. So if you're tied into the house like that and you're hating it so much, why don't you move out and rent it out? Why don't she just rent it out to someone and just go get a rental property and have them to cover, the cost of her mortgage, and maybe she can go rent another place? Why don't she do that?
take risks because what if you can't pay your bills? You don't invest in yourself or your business because the house comes first all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm scratching my head. The house comes first all of a sudden. I think you and your health should come first, right? Your happiness, your wellness. But it's her mindset, guys. It's her mindset. So that's why I'm saying I'm having this video and this live stream so y'all can listen to the antics and the illogical reasoning that is going on in this video. Let's keep going.
So, yeah, you own a house, but in a lot of ways, the house owns you. And I'm not saying
The house doesn't own you. No inanimate physical object can own you unless you allow it to do so. This is a mental issue, a mental situation, her mental state of mind, guys.
renting is perfect. I'm not saying home ownership is bad for everyone. I'm just saying that it's not what people make it sound like. It's not this automatic win. It's not financial freedom at all. A lot of the times, it's quite the opposite.
Nobody is in 100% financial freedom, right? Because you'll always have bills. People need medical care. People need medical insurance. People need food to eat. So you're never financially free. So I don't really see her point here.
I thought buying a house meant I was building something, and maybe I am. But I'm also trapped in ways that I wasn't before. And I don't think people prepare you for that. So if you're thinking about buying
She didn't properly prepare herself. Okay. It's not about people properly preparing her. She probably did not prepare herself mentally to be a homeowner. That's why I said home ownership, guys, is a mindset. And it sounds like she's not mentally prepared to be a homeowner. And I really mean that thoroughly, wholeheartedly. If you're not mentally prepared to be a homeowner, do not waste your time spreading these antics and narratives across social media and discouraging others that wish to do so. Okay.
House, really think about it. Not just can you afford the mortgage, but can you afford everything else? Can you afford to be tied down? Can you afford to have your money going to repairs, taxes, and insurance instead of investments and, or experiences or building something else? So
Building something else. I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding. This what she's saying. She's speaking in very ambiguous terminology, which it can be very misleading for people that don't really understand the concept of what's going on here. So I would actually not even pay attention to what she's saying because there's no real value in that because she's not clear and concise in her message, guys. She's talking in very ambiguous terms. What investments? You can be a homeowner and still have an IRA account and a 401k and still invest into stocks. What investments? Because if you're renting, you still can do the same thing. You can have a 401k, an IRA, and still have stocks and bonds. You can still, people do day trading. Like, what does she mean by that? Yeah, I'm confused. What is it that you can't build in the house that you can build without the house? That it's not making sense to me, y'all. Because actually, some people's mortgage actually decreases when they purchase instead of paying so much in rent. That can be a real thing too, whether people know it or not.
again, if you're thinking about buying, especially a new build, ask about everything. Do your research. What's included, what's not.
So she just didn't do her research, okay? Because she did not do her research. She comes onto social media on YouTube, one of the major, biggest platforms in the world, and spreads this information to people about purchasing a house, but she's not clear in her terms in her message about exactly what it is that she negated to do. She's not coming on here saying, I didn't do my research. I didn't have a licensed realtor. I had no knowledge. She's telling you the mistakes that she made and she's projecting at this point, guys.
How much is concrete? What does the yard look like before you even move into it? How much is it going to be? And ask what your property taxes.
Well, that's what anybody usually would do anyway. Like before you purchase a car, we know they have the base model and then they have the more upgraded model and they have the highly they have like 3 or 4 different models of that car. Depending on your price point and your affordability level, that determines the type of car that you can get. Same thing with the house. This is common knowledge. This is with everything in life, guys. Let's keep
Is
going.
going to be after reassessment, not what they are now. Because if you don't ask, you're going to find out the hard way, like I did. And if you don't have that 20% down, please reconsider seriously. That PMI,
Y'all forget the 20% because just like I told you, there there are grants out here for people that want to purchase homes. Okay? So you don't really need to worry about that. Let me tell you what you need, okay, to purchase a house. 2 years of state steady income, either W-2 or 1099. So if you work for yourself, if you do contract work, you're a contractor, it needs to be the same type of income. It can't be 1 year 1099, 1 year W-2. It needs to be consistent across the board. Okay. Did you file taxes for the last 2 years? They're going to want to see your tax filings. Credit score 580 and above. It can be as low as 580, but I would suggest 620 and up. 640 is even better. To get into conventional, you can be in like the high 60s, I believe. Okay. You don't need to have like a 700 credit score to get into a house. So if anybody told you that, they're completely not accurate on that. Um, Debt to income ratio needs to be at least, I'm going to say 40% and below. Some people will tell you 45% and below. Okay. The lower, the better for you. All right. That's it. You're also probably, yeah, down payment money. So you're going to need money to pay for an inspection. You're going to, and then depending on the lender, because if you work with me, I actually have in house lenders that will pay for some of these things for you, such as the appraisal or the inspection. Okay. And usually those are $500 a piece. Why do you need an inspection on the house? Because you need an inspection on the house. You want to make sure nothing's gone awry with that house. Okay. There are some people that will waive an inspection, but usually those are investors. If you're not an investor, you don't have cash to invest in this house, do not waive your inspection. Also, an appraisal. Why is an appraisal important? An appraisal is important to make sure that you're not overpaying for the house. So even though I will do a CMA, a comparable market analysis, to make sure that we are offering the right price on the house, the appraiser is going to come in and take a look at that house as well. All right. This is very important information to know, guys. This is what you're going to need. So that's about $1,000 between the inspection and the appraisal. That's not a whole lot of money, y'all. If you have EMD, earnest money deposit money, that just is contingent upon whatever you put up. New construction, it depends. Okay. It can be anywhere from 500 to 1,000 to 1,500 to 5,000, depending on that builder. If you're not dealing with new construction, it is contingent upon what you want to put up for to show the seller that you are acting in good faith. Yes, I'm really serious about this house. I want to put up earnest money deposit. It is held in escrow. Okay. It is not given to the seller. Then you'll have due diligence money if you're in this state. Everybody does not have due diligence. Due diligence is what you pay to the seller to take the home off the market. During the due diligence period, this is when you do your inspections. This is when you do your appraisal. This is when we're doing the research on the home. This is when we're making sure you can finance your loan. Okay. Because your lender, if you're financing, is going to pull your credit 3 different times. The first for your pre approval, the second time to make sure you can secure the loan. The third time is right before you close, or it could be the day of closing. This is why it's important not to open up any loans, any furniture loans. One of my colleagues told me a story. She was scheduled to close that Monday. Over the weekend, her clients went out, purchased a vehicle, couldn't close on the house. Okay? So educate yourself, guys. Knowledge is power. Let's keep going, guys.
Is going to eat at you every single month. I'm not saying don't buy a house though. I'm just saying know what you're actually getting into, because I didn't. And that's why I regret it. Because once you buy, you're in it, and getting out is harder than getting in, believe me. So let me know if you dealt with this, drop it in the comments, and hopefully this will help someone avoid.
Getting out is harder than getting in. It's not really that hard. Get a realtor and tell them you want to sell your house or rent your house out. Simple as that. Okay. And you can get out of it. You can be done with it. Because it sounds like she has a pretty nice house. Somebody will buy that house. She's in California. She's up there with, high end clientele. Her house is 600,000. Um, Probably now it is. I don't know when this video. Let me see how long this video was up there. Let me see how long ago. 2 months ago. Okay. I don't know when she got in the house, but if they're still building in her neighborhood, she's going to have to compete with that new construction builder. That's the thing. She's going to have to compete because they're going to look at her house and say, "Why would I purchase her house when I can get a brand new one?" Right? Maybe that other house doesn't have that nice $20,000 patio. Hey, that could be something. She could throw in some incentives. But so it just kind of depends, y'all. If you really want to sell your house, you're going to have to do what you need to do to sell that house. And this is from a realtor telling you by listening to another realtor that just sold her house. She had to come down off that price, y'all. A lot of people don't want to come down off the price. And so then they say that they're stuck. You're not stuck in anything. It's how bad do you want to do it? You said right because it's crazy. It is crazy, Black Dot LaFleur. It is craziness. All right. You got to do a stream cash purchase next. I don't really want no mortgage unless my money way up. Well, if you're going to be doing a cash purchase, then your money is going to have to be way up, King Hazy. I don't know where you said you live in Baltimore. Your money is going to have to be way up because Baltimore is way more expensive. You're up north. So unless you have a lot of cash, a lot of cash to live in something decent, you're gonna pay. All right. So I'm just being honest because a lot of people talk about, oh, I want to invest. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to build on my own land. They don't understand what it takes to build on land. You have to make sure that land perks. People don't even know this terminology. The land has to perk to make sure the land is buildable. You have to have someone that can excavate the land. This is very expensive, guys. It's thousands upon thousands of dollars to clear the land. You're an auction type guy, 30-year. Okay, I got you. I've heard this before, King Hazy. You wanna do an auction. Go ahead and do the auction and see, what's out there. You just got to be real careful with that. I've heard people say this. A lot of people say, yeah, mortgages is slavery. It's this and that. I know all about that. I'd rather have somewhere that I feel comfortable, that is decent. I'm not going through all of that nonsense and rigmarole, running around trying to do an auction. Just know what you're doing. But like I was saying, guys, knowledge is power. Okay. Knowledge is power. And the more you know, sorry, guys, the more you know, the more people cannot take advantage. Okay. The more people cannot take advantage. So, TikTok, I'm going to close off. Hopefully, you will like my video. You will follow me. You will reach out to me and you'll share my video. I'm going to close out of TikTok. Remember, be the CEO of your financial future. Like I always say, how do we do this? By becoming, we could create economic ownership. That's the CEO. Create economic ownership. How do we do that? Being a homeowner, not a renter. Think like a homeowner, not like a renter, right? And then you can become the landlord. And then also by becoming a business owner, entrepreneur, even if you do it on the side, instead of thinking like a W-2 employee. All right? Creating economic ownership. That is my motto. If you are tired of rent increase, fire your landlord and get rid of your lease. That is my motto, guys. All right? Signing out is your real estate queen. All right? And check out my other videos on TikTok, guys. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Let me sign out of here. I am ending it now. All right. If you are on YouTube, thank you all so much for sticking around. Thank you so much for sticking around, guys. I appreciate you wholeheartedly here. But real estate is really something that a lot of melanated people don't like talking about, don't like hearing about. If I were on here talking about celebrity gossip, everybody would be focused, tuned in, ears wide open. When you talk about home ownership, they tune out, they go to sleep, they're not interested. And this is why they're stuck in the situation they're stuck in. And knowledge is power. And I can't feel sorry for people when knowledge is out there and they don't take advantage of it. Like I said, the Equal Housing Act did not come into place into effect until 1968. People still refuse to partake in real estate. You talk about real estate, they run away from it. You talk about putting your money, investing weed, hair weave, Jordans, ears are wide open, guys. Go to the ABC in the liquor store, some 1942, some Don Julio. Everybody's running, right? Signing up for it. Guys, if you actually budget your money like you got some common freaking sense, you could have a house. Fake nails, fake lashes, fake hair, all the fake body parts. If you put that into a savings account, okay, you could have down payment money. But because people don't have any self discipline, they keep renting. Just like I told you, people are spending $30,000 a year and more on rent, just rent alone. In 3 years, that's 90,000. And then what happens? Someone lost a job. Someone did this, someone did that. Now you're stuck in a rental cycle, a repetitious cyclical renting pattern, throwing money away. And that's what it is, because you are giving your money away and it's not doing anything for you, anything of value. People don't like hearing that. Hit dogs will holler. I don't really care. I'm over it. I'm tired of it, especially when it comes to melanated people. So I'm not on my real estate TikTok, so I can talk about it because it's the truth. Okay? It is the honest truth that people don't like to hear. Yeah, congratulations to my youngest nephew. He's writing his A bicycle without training wheels. It is about time. He's old enough to do that now, y'all. My sister was sending videos. Yeah, my nose is itching. And guys, it's F Your Feelings Friday. Okay. I've been on here for an hour and 24 minutes. Before I leave out, guys, I have to share with you my photo shoot. Okay. Let me see if I can pull this up for y'all. For those of you who haven't gotten a chance to see my photo shoot photos and videos and stuff like that. Just a moment. Shout out to Knowledge Seeker. I don't know where he's at, but he's somewhere having a good old time. Let's go here. All right, let's see if I can switch. I have several different okay, so it's not on this one. I have several different accounts. And I'm scared if I log out of this one, I'm not going to know how to get back into it. Gosh, my nose is itching so bad, y'all. Let's see. Hopefully, y'all are having a good week. Okay. I wonder, can I go into my TikTok? I might have to go to TikTok. I wanted to go to Instagram, but I might have to go to TikTok. Let's see. TikTok, brown girls are beautiful. I don't think this is going to show what I was trying to show y'all. It's okay though. But anyway, I'll share the TikTok with y'all anyway. All right, here we go. Here's my TikTok. If you want to follow me, BGAB Clothing. Oh, my link to my BGAB Clothing. I have to update the link. But if you want to order from me, you can hit me up on Instagram or hit me up here on TikTok. I also have to update my link for my freaking my link for my what do you call it? My website. I need to do that today. Yeah. So I'm going to do that. But guys, this is me. I was going to show you my photo shoot, which I don't see where are my photo shoot pictures at? Let's see if I can pull some up for y'all. Just a moment, guys. If I can upload some photos for y'all, image file. Recents. I did some videos. Let's see if I can find some videos. Media. Just a second, y'all. How do I get into my other Instagram? I got multiple Instagrams. Multiple Instagrams, y'all. So this one, this is Tigra's real. Okay, so this is my real estate Instagram. Wasn't trying to get into this one. All right, so I don't think I can get in there. That's okay. What's another way I can share this with y'all? Let's see another way I can share it. All right, so if I log out, okay, so this is BGAB_TV. Yeah, if I log out, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back into it. That's the crazy thing. So switch, log into an existing account, manage passwords. Let's see what happens, guys. I'm so scared. I don't want to lock myself out. Instagram. Okay. Little Foxy 2.0. All right, let's see. Let's see. All right. I don't think. Man, I don't know how to get into my other Instagrams on here. And then I can't. Okay, let's go to Brown Girls Are Beautiful. Let's see. Go to Brown Girls Are Beautiful. Oh, here we go. Here we go, y'all. All right, I'll have to do it like this. Y'all should be able to see this. So this is I was going to show you behind the scenes at my photo shoot, okay? If you haven't seen it, here it is. So here it is. I don't hear anything playing. Oh, here it is. All right. Yeah, this was at the photo shoot. Okay. And let's see what else we have. This was okay, we just watched that one. This was the other video. Okay, let me tell y'all the story behind what happened at this photo shoot, guys. And he actually edited some of my photos, and I want to share. Thank you, King Hazy. Oh, thank you, King Hazy. I appreciate you. Yeah, I actually have my photos and I want to share those with y'all. So I'm going to try to share the photos. He actually sent me the edited ones. He said I could pick 5. And look who's in the building. Y'all say hi to Be Loquacious. Girl, you just missed the whole thing about the real estate video. Thank you. Um, y'all just missed the photos. Hold on. I'm sorry. I got so thrown off just now. Yeah, but he just sent me the edited ones that he redid. Okay. So, y'all, let me tell you what happened at this photo shoot, guys. In case you didn't know, I'm going to share with you what happened. While I was there, when I got there, he told me, guys, that it was going to be too hot because it was 90 degrees at 10. You in the bed, girl. He said it was 90 degrees at 10 a.m. We scheduled it for 10 a.m. This was on a Sunday, last Sunday, I think. 90 degrees. I didn't think it was going to be that hot. I didn't think it was going to be that sunny. So I was like, when we got there, I'm like, is it an overcast? He was like, you might want to reschedule. It's real hot. He was like, I haven't shot like this since I did like a family function. And he said, this reminds me of that. And it was very hot. He was like, your makeup's not going to last. And y'all, I didn't have anybody else to do my makeup, so I did it myself. So I didn't know what I was doing. So I was like, I went through all of this because y'all, I really felt like I went through so much. I had to go through all of that, just trying to get myself together, showing up. And he was like, yeah, I could see it in your face. Da, 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 da. He was like, let me tell you, let me do this. I'll tell you what. Let me go see if I can find, somewhere we could just do a little few shots and then we could finish it later or whatever. I was like, okay. So I followed him to another section or whatever because he picked the location. And because I told him what I wanted, I wanted something outside. I even like rooftops. My next one, I want to do a rooftop, and we're going to do some luxury homes together. So he's going to film me in like a high end luxurious house, like probably like $1 million home or something like that. And I'm going to post that on the YouTube channel. But in this instance, we were outside, so I forgot to bring my little fan. I didn't have my fan. I didn't have anything. I just was out there, y'all. So I was like, oh my God. That's why I wore my hair up, because I knew if I wore my hair down, it was just gonna frizz the freak up. It was gonna frizz the freak up. You see what my hair does when it gets wet or when it gets hot, it frizzes up. We went out there. I was hot. We kept it moving, y'all. We did a whole entire photo shoot in like 90 degrees. I'm telling you, I was hot as I don't know what. But we made it happen. We made it work. He's very professional. He's really good at what he does. I want to share with you these photos, guys. Let me see if I can find his website. Okay, here it is. So it says share this tab. Here are, he told me to pick 5. He said pick 5 and I will retouch them and I will edit them. My friend in Dallas, she picked like 14 of them. My sister picked out some. And so these are the ones that he redid, that he retouched for me. So this is one, okay? He didn't, it doesn't look like he did much editing, but I can kind of see where he smoothed out my face a little bit. So that um this is another one. This is one of my favorites. I really like this one. I mean, you can see where he retouched it. It just looks more, elegant. Like, really, you're not supposed to see like the sun seeping through my face, but you can see it on there, I guess. I don't know. See where the sunlight is right here? Because it was very bright, y'all. The sun was beaming. So we tried to get a lot of shots in the shade. Here's one that I like. I feel like I look like a Barbie doll. That's 3. He actually did 6 for me. And then here's another one. I thought this one looked more natural, more organic. Um, I just thought this one looked, pretty down to earth. So I like that one. And then I like this one too. I can see where he retouched my face. He smoothed out the face. Not that my face is rough, but I can see it. And then that's I think that's it. Those are the 5 that he did for me, y'all. He edited these ones. So that's it, guys. I hope you like my photos. Um, what's good, CJ? How you doing? Thank you. You said mine too. Oh, thank you, King Hazy. Yep. So these are the photos that he did, y'all. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna gatekeep my photographer, but I'm sharing him with all the realtor colleagues because I'm trying to give them clients and business. But yeah, he also does TV shows. He directs. He's a director as well. He edits. So, he does a lot with photography. If you want to know the camera that he used, I think it's a Canon EOS R50, I believe. Thank you, Be Loquacious. Thank you. Yep. So this is it, guys. This is it. I'm just going to put the little slideshow on. I don't know if it's going to play and slide for y'all or not, but I did a whole lot more photos. If y'all want to see the full photos, I can show y'all that too, but I'd rather for it to be like on a different platform, because right now this is just the vertical. I'd rather show you on the horizontal one. You can't really see it unless you have your phone. But yeah, this is how they came out. I was very pleased with it. I didn't think they would come out this good, actually, to be honest. So I was very pleased with it. But these are not all the photos. We took about 120 photos, y'all, in about, I want to say, 45 minutes to an hour and 20 minutes. These were taken at, it was a park that he picked out. Yeah, it was a park that he picked out, CJ. So I let him pick the location and I just went with it. I like to give the photographers, some creative control. That dress fire too. I really like your style. Thank you, King Hazy. So dope. I surely thought it was AI. No, it's not AI. That's actually me, y'all. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. No, that's me. I had that dress for about a year, and before my wrist injury came, I was supposed to be doing a photo shoot with my yellow dress, and I wasn't able to. I don't know if y'all saw my yellow dress for my birthday, but I didn't get to do that one. She laughing at AI. I didn't get to do the birthday photo shoot, and it had been years. My last photo shoot literally was in 2019. So for those of you who don't know which photo shoot that is, that's the photo shoot when I have on the gold dress, guys. The gold dress. I don't even know if I have those photos saved anywhere. Let me see. Photo shoot. I don't know. Where are my photo shoot pictures, guys? You know what? I forgot because this is a different laptop. So a lot of my photos and stuff were on my other laptop that stopped working. And I don't have the laptop. The people that were supposed to fix the laptop still have it. Okay. But it stopped coming on. So a lot of my photos are saved on there. But I was gonna pull up my some of my older photo shoots. Let me see if I can think. So I saved them under. I know they're like on one of my flash drives, and they're on Snapfish. And what's the other one? Snapfish. I can't think of the other one. What's that other photo thing that holds your photos for you? Snapfish, and it's another one. I can't think of the name of it. But I normally try to save my photos outside of these websites because if anything happens, I want my photos always downloaded. So I have it saved somewhere, but I just don't. I can't think of the name of the website. Let's see. Snapfish. Y'all, what's that other website that saves your photos? Be loquacious, you should know. What's the other one? It's not Snapfish, it's something else. What's that website that saves your photos, y'all? If y'all can think of it. Not Dropbox. No, what's the other one? Y'all know the name of it? The name of the website that saves your photos is like Snapfish. What's the name of it? Not Dropbox. I'll see if I can find my old photo shoot for y'all. Okay, so I've located some of them. Hold on, y'all. All right, let me see if I can share this tab with y'all so y'all can see these. Okay, hold on one second. Hold on one second, y'all. What's the name of that other website, y'all? That's with the photos. You said you can't think of it? If I wasn't trying to look for it, I would know it, but it's let me see if I can Google it. What website saves photos similar to Snapfish? I'm gonna ask Google. Shutterfly. It's Shutterfly. Yeah, it's called Shutterfly. Okay, hold on. Let me share the screen so you can see. Okay. Um. Okay, here it is. All right, here it is, y'all. Okay. This is my old photo shoot from 2019. I believe I did this one in like August of 2019. And this was later in the evening. Okay. But it was still very, very hot. It was extremely hot. I don't know if y'all can really see this because I don't think it's coming up that big or whatever. But this is the other photo shoot. And then let me tell y'all what happened. I had heels on, of course. I lost the car. I couldn't remember where I parked When I went into the photo shoot, it was daylight. By the time I found the car, it was dark. I walked around, walked around, walked around, couldn't find the car. One of the security guards said he saw me walking past. I could, y'all, I could not find the car. But this is from that photo shoot, okay? And so I like outdoor scenery. So the next one I do, I want to do rooftop. I want like a rooftop. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And this was a female that did this photo shoot with me. This one right here with the gold dress. She's a female. I used her twice. So she did one for me for my birthday, and then she did this one. I didn't even know I had these ones still saved. Like some of these photos I haven't even used. Um, but yeah. She took a lot of them. You should buy a camera, CJ. Yes. Go for it. Buy yourself a camera because I love photography and I would love to get like I wish that somebody would just let me be loquacious. I want you to let me do a photo shoot with you. Okay? The next time you come here. It would be so fun. I really like taking pictures of scenery and of nature. Now, y'all, I didn't know why, but underneath it looks like some homeless person had bags under this bench. I didn't notice that until after the fact. She told me to sit there on the bench. Then I also didn't like this white car in the back. Yeah, you see this car? That messed the photo up. And you can see where I was getting hot. Definitely, I can see where I was getting hot. Because this was done in the late summer, y'all. And that's when I still had streaks in my hair. I still had like the streaks and stuff. You could see it. All right, that's something. This was when I was in Vegas, y'all. Shout out to Vegas. Vegas. Let me see. I was out there with here she is. So this is my friend Bree. She no longer lives here. She moved to Vegas, y'all. She's back out in Vegas. But I went out there with her for a week. I had my do-rag on, okay? Standing there with my wife beater on. Okay, shout out to Jeezy, okay? That was me and Bree out in Vegas, y'all. That's her and her significant other. They're married now with child. She has a son with him. But yeah, that was Vegas, y'all. Let me stop sharing for a moment. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with y'all. So if you know anything about snapfish, okay, girl, good night. The beach is a good one. It will be a great one. You said she's a pretty good photographer. You should try some nature scenes with a lot of sun, like the beach. That'll be fun. The beach would be fun. But definitely, I feel like you should get a camera. She's going to bed at 10 o'clock. Go, girl. I think that you should definitely get a camera and go for it, CJ. I think it'll be great. I think it's so fun. Yeah, definitely. Get a camera, invest in yourself. Yeah, I have a Canon M50. It's not in here with me right now. I could grab it and show you, but it's nothing like what he has. I'm sure what he has is very high powered, very expensive. Very high powered and expensive, y'all. I will see if I can bring up another photo shoot for y'all. Okay. Um, Let me see. I gotta go through here and see. Yeah, I'm laughing because I see when I first started my clothing brand, I was trying to sell my shirts out of the back of my car. I set up in the back. Oh gosh. Y'all, do y'all want to see this? I should have never been out there. But I went out there, y'all. I was trying to be an entrepreneur. Let me show y'all. Hold on. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's go. Where is it? Where's the screen? I don't think I can show it to y'all because I don't see it. It says make sure you click share on the. Okay, hold on one second. All right, where am I at? Okay, let's go here. Let me copy. Let me see if I can do it like this. Oh, it's going to try to make me sign in. Oh, that's not going to work. How can I share this? All right, I just had it up there. Let's see. Let's try this. Let's try this. Share. Share. Here it is. Okay, I found it. All right, y'all. Don't laugh. This was me trying to sell shirts out the back of my trunk when I first started my clothing brand. Got my Melanated Queen shirt on, y'all. I had a blazer on. It was hot in the summertime. I should have never gone out there. I was out of state. My mama was out there with me, and I had set up my little table. This was before I had, anything like I didn't have a tablecloth. I didn't have the stuff that I have now, my tent and everything. I was at the freaking flea market. Never again. Don't ever, ever sell your clothing brand at a place like that, y'all. Them people they wanted a discount. When did I buy my first heat press? In 2020. Right around the time when COVID was going on. I was so excited. I have video footage of that. Trapping out the trunk, CJ. That's what the freak I was doing. Trapping out the trunk. That's how I felt. Yes. I brought it in 2020. Yes, I did. I was so excited. I still have that footage. Should share that with y'all, the footage and stuff. But yeah, it's real out here, okay? So don't let anybody ever make you feel bad for pursuing your dreams, okay? I just got to say that. I got to say that no matter what it's looking like to other people. And then I started taking pictures of my clothes. I was taking pictures of myself and my t-shirts. And y'all, I made an Instagram for my shirts. And people started hitting me up on Instagram. Some of my old coworkers hit me up. And people started ordering from me. I actually, started mailing stuff to other states. I told you I sold out in Dallas. I sold in other places, guys. And I just felt so good about myself, y'all. So this is all right. So this is the very beginning of Brown Girls Are Beautiful. Brown Girls Are Beautiful was started in 2019, in case y'all didn't know. So the idea happened in 2017. Thank you. Thank you. The idea actually happened in 2017. It took me 2 years to bring it into fruition, y'all, because of me procrastinating. So it's really no excuse, because I could have been had this done. But I didn't know anything about how to do any of this, and I had to do it on my own. So right here, this is just me taking pictures of myself. in my shirts. Yep, this is me taking pictures of myself in my shirts, y'all. And that's what I did. I did that, y'all. Yep. So, Brown Girls Are Beautiful has come a long, long way. Okay. A long way. A long, long, long way. Yep, it did. It really did. It's unbelievable, y'all. Um, I got pictures of when I first got my house in here. What else? What else do we have? Do I have any of my... I was looking for my photo shoot pictures. I don't know if they're in here. But I probably should have some in here, y'all. I just gotta go way back. Way back, way back, way back. It's just so crazy, like looking at stuff. Like, I take so many pictures, y'all, because they're memories. They are memories. I got pictures of, oh, this is us at the beach, y'all. We were at the beach with my nephews when they were younger. Now they're taller than me. Oh my goodness. This is when I bought one of my dresses for my photo shoot. Yeah, this is craziness. I didn't know I was going to use that dress for the photo shoot, but that's a dress that I bought. This is one of my, oh, it's my graduation, one of my graduations. Let's keep going. This is when I had my hair cut. Y'all want to see when I had my hair cut in a bob? Y'all want to see what that looked like? I'm going to show y'all. So this is, guys, this is me when I had my hair cut in a bob. All right, hold on. Let me see. All right, this is me with my hair cut short. And I had color, y'all, because I wanted to look sassy and bold. I wanted something sassy. So this is me. So I had like a deep, if you look at it, you can see like a deep burgundy kind of color, like an auburn color. So this is my hair. I got it cut. I remember I went to work and everybody saw that I had cut my hair. Yeah, she did a good job on it too. Yeah, this was back in the day. Way back in the day. Those were my cars. I don't know why. All right, let me get off this screen. Okay. I parked beside myself. I guess that's what I was showing. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to find some more photo shoots. Oh, this is when we went to go see Barack Obama. Yeah, I got Barack Obama on here and we're in there in the crowd. Let's see. Oh, here's some photos that I took. Okay, y'all will like this. These are some photos that I took with my camera. 1 second. Where is this? Okay. So you let me know how you like these shots. Window. This is some photos that I took with my camera. I actually took this with a point and shoot Nikon from way back in the day. This was in my cousin's garden and I saw these butterflies and I started snapping pictures. So I like photography, y'all. I thought this was beautiful. And I used some of these as my screensavers, to be honest, because I thought these were so pretty. So that's that. All right. If I find these photos, I certainly will share them. I think I'm getting closer. Okay. These are, okay, I see what these are. These are pictures that my mother took on my birthday of me. She took these with my camera and they came out pretty good. All right, so she took these of me. This was on my birthday, y'all. Back when I still had my mole on my face. And I think I do have a photo shoot with this dress on somewhere. I gotta find that photo shoot. When I find the photo shoot, I will share it so y'all can see. But this is where they used to live. So that's this. All right. I'm gonna stop sharing. Me and my sister. Let's see, y'all. 2012. Shout out to my granny. We went to go see Tyler Perry. Mm-mm-mm. My nephew. My sister's baby shower. Oh gosh, this is when we were in Germany, y'all. This is crazy. That's me at the beach. Mm-mm-mm. It's my birthday. Y'all, this is crazy. This is us at the beach again. Mm. Interesting, y'all. Interesting. Hmm. Yeah, I found my old photo shoots. Okay, so they're in the Shutterfly album. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'll probably share that with y'all later. I just had to go through a whole bunch of stuff trying to find these pictures, and I started seeing a whole bunch of stuff. I uploaded so much stuff from Brown Girls Are Beautiful. But anyway, yes, I love pictures. I love photos. I think it's so fun to have stuff and memories and stuff like that, to make beautiful memories to look back on it. We've been on here for 2 hours. I want to say thank y'all for joining me. Thank y'all for watching me. If you enjoyed this, if this was interesting, if it was informative, if you enjoyed it, please continue to like, share if you care, subscribe if you like the vibe. If you want to, because this is still my birthday month, okay? Cash at BJB Clothing, all right? Again, that's Cash at BJB Clothing. I am going to sign out. Haben Sie alles einen guten Nacht. I am now done. It's almost 10:30 p.m. I need to get to it and do it, y'all. So I'm going to sign out, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Until next time, y'all, be blessed and take care. I enjoyed y'all. Signing out, y'all. Bye.